Shalom Abracha, welcome back to Breslov.org. Something which we see, unfortunately, we have people who get into serving Hashem. They get into davening, into learning Torah, into doing mitzvot, and they get so heated up and committed and go on for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then sometimes it happens that people can just crash and fall. Even after so long of a commitment, 20 years, 30 years, they just fall off. And people are shocked because people begin to say, oh my God, if he didn't make it, then how in the world am I going to make it? He who is more advanced than me, more involved, and yet he's falling off and dropping it. So what chance do I have to make it on this narrow bridge, on this tightrope, and to cross safely to the other side? It's a big test. Rav Nosson, Rabbi Nachman, they warn about this. They warn us and say, quoting Pirkei Avot, Al tamin batzmach ad yom motach. Don't believe in yourself until your day of death. As long as you're alive, you cannot say, okay, I found it. I found the magic recipe, the magic component, the magic potion. I'm in. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. The Gemara or the Midrash, that there was a Kohen Gadol, a high priest on the second temple, that after 70 or 80 years he fell off. You hear scary stories like this, so you begin to shake and wonder, if they didn't make it, so what chance does little me have to make it? So Rabbi Nachman, Rav Nosson, they warn, there's one thing that you have to make sure that it's right in perspective. And if this perspective is right, then you're on the right track. You just have to make sure you always be for sure on the go and always on guard. But the one perspective point is that a person has to have the idea of the fundamentals of Judaism straight in their head. Rabbi Nachman focuses and Rav Nosson focuses on what is the fundamental of Judaism that will ensure, again, you're on protective mode, but at least you have ensured that you are on the right path, on the right track, is who you're receiving your Torah education from and your perspective in receiving it. If now your source is a holy source and your attitude in receiving is that of humility and that of simplicity and honesty without any twists and convolutions, so then you have the whole hub of the wheel made properly and the wheel can turn properly. However, if a person has ulterior motives with this attitude, or he's not receiving Torah wisdom from a proper source, even though he's learning Torah, but because it's coming from an improper source, it eventually brushes off and has its repercussions, and it can come out maybe 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later. But the point is, because a person doesn't know, how am I supposed to know that where I'm receiving Torah from is proper? How am I supposed to know that my attitude is right? Maybe I do know I have ulterior motives. I do know that. I know that I'm not perfect. So what chance do I have? So Rav Nosson's advice is you always in life, at every stage of life, you must continue asking Hashem, please God, guide me according to your truth. I'm doing things based on what I understand as being correct. I'm doing things based on an understanding that I found the right address, I found the right thing. But now to feel my truth is the real truth, and now everyone else should bend to my truth, that person puts himself into real danger. Plus, you don't know how long, even if you found the real truth, who says you're going to maintain it? Who says you're going to stay into it? So Rav Nosson's attitude, he brings down, quoting Psalm 25 in Tehillim, is King David's, quoting with King David's holy words, Hadricheni ba'amitecha. Hashem, I always ask you, please guide me according to your truth. Don't guide me according to my truth. Guide me according to your truth, because your truth is the real truth. My truth can be a trick. And even if I'm by the real truth, if I don't bend my personal truth to the real truth, I can eventually, God forbid, fall off and lose even the real truth. So this is something very important that a person has to always keep in their conscious and in their subconscious, that I always have to be on guard. Meaning what? That yes, but. There's always a yes, I'm doing. I feel I'm on the right path. I feel good. I feel the connection. I feel positive and confident. But I have to be on guard.